Aldhurwa, peace, Shalom. Whether because I'm a coward, because I understand the inanity and insanity of being on Team Israel or Team Palestine, or simply lack the ability to address the horrors of multiple thousands of years of ongoing brutality that hangs over the Holy Land, or all three, I have and will continue to remain mute concerning the current horrors of the brutal genocidal attack by Hamas against civilians in Israel, as well as Israel's brutal, far more efficient, while also far more discriminate and necessary military response. Instead, I will discuss two related horrors reported in the news that simply made me scream. I often think of survivor's guilt, guilt felt by those who survive an airplane crash or an intentional act of mass violence that kills most of those around the survivor, and how devastating this can be to the psyches, the souls, if one will, of those who simply live. Survivors who in no way caused the death of those around them must live with the guilt of being spared by God. The news, of course, has been full of brutality, the carnality, the devil's work of butchering done at the hands of Hamas in Israel beginning on October 7th, 2023. Though the omnipresent reports of the rapes, the murders, the infanticides, the intentional torture of victims is ubiquitous, well documented, and devastating, my first literal primal scream response to the October attack resulted from Rotem Matai's survival story. Rotem, his mother Deborah, father Shlomi, and two sisters were attacked in their Halit kibbutz homes by Hamas assassins hell-bent on murdering Jews. Understanding the vitality of their time and space, the Matai's had safe rooms in their home, safe rooms to which they retreated in hopes of surviving. Despite the safe rooms, Rotem's attackers prevailed, and they reportedly laughed as they butchered. His mother literally died atop him, shielding him from the view from the bullets of the rabid dogs disguised as men who killed his parents and countless others. The Matai's sisters, Shir and Shakid, hid in their own Holit Kibbutz home safe rooms, receiving text messages from their young brother while impotently longing, praying to help him, save him and their parents, as they hid from the marauders in their home. Deborah and Shlomi Matai's were murdered literally inches from their son, and now Rotem, a victim of the thousands of years of insanity, must live knowing he was in no way responsible for the death of his parents, but no doubt feeling survivor's guilt to a bone-crushing, soul-eviscerating extent. Of course, here in the USA, we're far more civilized. We would never listen to talk radio, as Mary Zuba said her husband, 71-year-old Joseph, did on a regular basis. Joseph Zuba of Bridgeview, Illinois, who was accused of murdering 6-year-old Wadi Al-Fayoume on October 16th by stabbing him over 24 times before brutally attacking and stabbing a dozen times Wadi's 32-year-old mother, Hanan Shaheen, for the crime of being Muslims. Upon Zuba's inflamed entry into the Shaheen home, Zuba, their landlord, reportedly attacked the unarmed woman, apparently for having suggested that they all pray for peace after Zuba had confronted her about Hamas's attacks earlier. Hanan fled to a bathroom, locked the door, and immediately called 911, a call that could not stop the horror of hearing the righteous, God-fearing, America-loving Zuba from stabbing her precious son 24 times, a call, though swiftly answered, that could not save her precious boy or stop the hate. I weep every time I think of survivor's guilt Wadia's mother must feel for being the victim of hate and not being able to stop the madness incarnate of Muslim hatred that was her son's alleged murderer. Aldhurwa? Peace? Shalom? Too many pray for this.